Greetings, Communicore cadets. Jeff Heimbach here. Just got home literally not too long ago from the whirlwind vacation that was the EPCOT 30th anniversary event all week and our live show event, and it was crazy. The live show went really well, and you're about to see it or hear it depending on how you're listening to this. If you're watching on YouTube, I tried to put the pictures of the slides, because we had a lot of slides, in as many at the correct place as I could. I think I did a pretty good job. The only problem is during the interview with Ron Schneider at the end, you really can't see us, so I tried to throw a couple of pictures over there. You can hear us really well, but you can't see us that well. If you're actually listening to the podcast version, you might be a little lost for this, because we do refer to the pictures a lot. We are talking about the pictures, so if you don't understand what's going on, head over to CommunicoreWeekly.com or over to MiceTube.com, the MiceChat YouTube channel, so you can see the video and the pictures that we're talking about. But either way, I think it's a really enjoyable show no matter how you listen to it. It went over really well. Thank you so much to everyone who came out to see it and supported us. I think they all had a great time. We had a great time. I think they had a great time. The live music is fantastic. I got chills when I heard everyone singing along to the theme song, so that was probably one of the greatest things ever. But here's the live show. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I can't wait to do it again. So, here we go.
We're going to start things a little bit differently tonight. We first wanted to thank Dusty and Fishball from MiceChat.
Yes, thank you everyone
so much. Thank you very much. You just have to talk into it and louder like I am. As we said earlier, the first 10 rows are splash zone. Be careful. We've got the guys with us. We're not going to introduce the Communicore Weekly Orchestra. If you can figure out who they are, which one of you, will get a special prize at the end of the show. If you guess which one is which. From there. But we're going to start with a sing-along, and you have to sing along. That's why it's called a sing-along of the Communicore Weekly theme song. The first one's the extended version, correct? Oh, the first one. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin any surprises. Just let him sing, George. I know.
The 25-minute jam version.
Dave Matthews.
We're going to do it twice. Okay, so the first time,
we're going to do it
sing
twice.
along, second time, everybody sing along.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Communicore Weekly, come on and get geeky with Bible remotes, with five-legged goats. Communicore Weekly, you might catch a free day. Waited all week, I'm sure you already know that it's the greatest online show. Alright, you guys ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Communicore Weekly, come on and get geeky with Bible remotes and five-legged goats. Communicore Weekly, you might get some free day. You waited all week, I'm sure you already know that it's the greatest online show. It's the greatest. It's the greatest. It's the greatest online show.
Obviously, some surprises this evening that even we didn't know about. So, thank you very much to the Communicore Weekly Orchestra. There will be other songs they will be performing as well.
We are paid in beer.
Yes. So, if you do feel like picking up a beer, they will drink anything at all. Oh, pay for it and bring it up here, and they will do it. So, we are here because it is the Communicore Weekly 38th Week-Aversary. This is our 38th show. And we're glad you guys came out. It's also EPCOT's 30-year anniversary celebration.
No big deal.
Yeah, this is all about us right now. This is all that we care about, all that we're going to do. Jeff included this slide. I thought it was pretty, but that's about it.
It's moved on. It's fine. So obviously we're here tonight to talk about EPCOT's 30-year history. We have a lot to cover. Hopefully, we want this to be as interactive as possible. Feel free to yell at us. Well, not bad things, but you can yell at us. That's cool. Questions are good if you have a question on any of the slides, but we have a lot to go through. Also, we have an interview with Ron Schneider, as you know, the Dream Fighter, who's sitting right here. We're going to get right into it. We usually start with the EPCOT or with Disney history first, but we're going to change it up a little bit since we have so many five-legged goats. We're going to put them throughout the evening. So we're going to start off with a very interesting five-legged goat.
You don't know how long it takes us to record a 15-minute show every week.
Yeah, really.
Because of this right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So the voice.
Sometimes you might see it, sometimes you don't. Hey, look, what's that? It's a five-legged goat.
goat. That's George, and that's Jeff on the other side. I'm the pretty one. Yes, he's the pretty one. Notice obviously from Spaceship Earth, and
yes, I don't know if you guys can actually recognize them, but that's the father and the daughter from the Carousel of Progress that reused the hand molds for that. Thought it was pretty interesting. That was also the first version of the Communicore Weekly Orchestra. They were not as good as
no, not as good at all. Because they wouldn't wear the lederhosen. They wanted the newer hosen.
Or is that a fez that he's wearing?
That's not a fez.
Well, that fez is anyway, but yes.
They only play for me.
They won't pay for anybody else, just you. Exactly. Oh, need to drink. Gotcha. So we're going to look at a little bit of concept artwork and models. Sorry, Leonard. Models of attractions, not models of women. I knew that was coming next. I know. Sorry. No refund at this point in time. You're done. But obviously, EPCOT history and things like that.
All right, so it's time for Disney history.
Yes.
We were supposed to do that.
Yeah, I know.
3, 4. It's time for Disney History.
This is so much better, guys.
Yes. Obviously. This is obviously Walt Disney doing his first prostate exam. Yes, thank you. Got a few laughs out of this. No, he is in a studio right now. They were recording the EPCOT Center film that was recorded in 1966, shown in 66 to the legislature, and then in 67 it was shown publicly all over the state of Florida. He's not actually in the studio, or they're in the studio, they're not in the room itself. And if you stare at these pictures long enough, like I do, in the top right corner above Walt's head, you can actually see some of the models for, I think that's one of the hotels that's going to be around the theme parks, but we don't know. We weren't there. And just another great photo of Walt with the radial view of Epcot. You want to say anything about it? Or?
Walt's pretty too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's that mustache. We love this early model of Epcot Center because it says Communicore at the bottom. That's not the only reason.
This is one of the earliest incarnations of EPCOT. There's the few from the Community Pavilion, Communications, and the Arts and Science and Technology. This is just the future world part of EPCOT.
Yes.
This is before they were really short.
Do you guys know what Communicore actually stands for? And Kevin Yee cannot answer. Anybody? Community Core. Somebody would have yelled that out. No. Community Core. That one.
Oh, okay, forget it.
All right, I will say that one again.
We'll go to the next one. This is yet another model of EPCOT Center. This is still the future world. The design's a little bit different. You still have the entrance plaza down here with the pavilions on the side.
That's World Showcase.
Yeah, this is where the World Showcase starts. This right here in the middle is when the original idea was still where the American Pavilion was going to be the first thing you come across. It was going to play host to the other countries, kind of like it does now, just across the lake now. But it would have been the first one you had to go through, because America's awesome, duh. Before you got
America.
the rest. World Showcase.
And Canada's nice too.
Yeah, that's really
This photo is so blurry because we had to sneak it out of the archives. We're not going to point out anything in particular about this photo at all.
But this photo on Hench is, we're just going to move on to the next one.
There's one spectacular thing about this image. There is one spectacular thing about this image.
The pants.
His pants are amazing.
Yes.
So we've got Marty Sklar, John Hench, and John De Kerr. Thank you. C-U-I-R.
John Kirk Jr.
Yes.
Discussing, this is a pretty close representation of what EPCOT was going to turn into. This is one of the later models of it. Is that the host pavilion? Yeah, the host pavilion is still there a little bit, but it's not as big as it was in the original one.
And you have the two sides for Future World, and it still looks kind of funny. I don't know. Of course, Ray Bradbury.
Who was very instrumental in helping design ideas for EPCOT and Spaceship Earth to begin with.
What? We're supposed to say, yeah. No, point out the host pavilion. That's the host pavilion. So you would have walked through there, and it would have sort of oriented you to the rest of Future World Showcase in the countries. And at the top is a fountain that we have from a good source that was sort of like the fountain that's in the middle. And a good source name is Ron. He's sitting in the front row. We don't want to give away too much at this point. No. This is another model of Epcot. Obviously, you've got the Communicore wings, and I need a pointer too. Well, yeah, but you got to flip. It's your finger. Oh, my finger. This was the Science Pavilion. There's the host pavilion again that you would walk through, and that's the science one over there. I got a little confused there. From there, and of course the Energy Pavilion, which was one of the first ones that was signed up. So that was one sort of looks like what it is.
This picture we love as well.
Hold on, stop. We would like your help in captioning this photo. Please. We've got a few. Some of them we're going to tell you. Some of them we're not going to tell you at this point in time. Anybody want to help us caption this photo, please? Yes, sir.
Marty called, need a drink.
Marty called, need a drink. This is a great reference to the Carousel of Progress.
Wow.
I've not had a beer, believe it or not. That's a big fail. Anybody else? Yes.
Do you think it'll roll away?
Do you think it'll roll away? That's awesome.
You know, I've never visited the John Hench Pavilion before, but I really like it.
Yeah. I thought it was a members only jacket, but I wasn't sure. Any others before you hear my really bad and inappropriate one? In the back, yes.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
From the Playgirl spread, Men of Epcot.
The Men of Epcot. Oh! The Playgirl spread, the Men of Epcot. Andy, I know you had what you were thinking of.
It was not appropriate. I would say, I'm thinking Ben Stiller saying it's a theme park for ants.
It's a theme park for ants!
4 times.
Yeah, at least 4 times bigger. The safe one that we had was, this is their online profile for the Dated Imagineer site. So anybody lonely wants a date with an Imagineer at any point in time, these are your 2 choices, and that's why they're still there. Anybody besides Alex, go back, one last one. Anybody besides Alex that's under the age of 18 in this room? Thank you. Anyways, this is the Making of Me Pavilion. Right there! That's how a pavilion is made. Okay.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Okay, let's move on. This is closer to what we see in real life.
Yes, you can tell the American Adventure is now across the pond now as opposed to being right here, but the 2 sides of Communicore are right there. Epcot is gold, don't know why, probably hard to clean.
And we've got the Century 3, we're pretty sure that's Century 3 over there for Horizon, and we've got the Imagination Pavilion
Over here.
the Funky Tower in the bottom.
Yeah, we're not totally sure what this one is.
Not totally sure.
I don't know, but that's the land over there.
The Funk Pavilion.
I
I like
will take
it.
the Funk Pavilion.
We'll do that.
With George Clinch. Okay.
We like this one because we would love to walk through a solid gold Epcot.
I want to go on the Spaceballs ride.
Yes, the Spaceballs ride. Solid gold Epcot would be beautiful. Unless you get stuck in it, exactly. This is a pretty famous photo painting by Herb Ryman. It's the Science and Invention Pavilion, or Technology Pavilion. For some reason, it get built. And the Spaceballs ride again.
Just because I like
Because we think this is one of the Communicore buildings because you've got the monorail coming through. You got the guy, you're looking at one of the pre-World Key kiosks, which somebody wrote an article on MiceChat a week ago or so. Won't mention any names. Next. And did you want to say anything about this in particular? I just love the design.
I just like the nice panoramic view that they had to kind of give the feel of what they wanted the entire area to look like.
And sometimes we threw our work in and we're like, we like that. We'll figure out what it is later. Oh, it's later.
And then
we don't know what it is. But that's okay. It looks nice.
This is
the Universe of Energy.
Yeah, the early version of Ellen's Energy Dreams, featuring Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Those are the reflectors that are now on top of the building, but they were originally going to be on the side to help power the ride.
So you could ride on sunshine.
It's closed.
The ride's closed, Alex. Thank you. We asked you the questions. You don't ask us the questions.
There's no planter. How is he supposed to know it's planter?
Yes, there's a rumor that planters are used fairly often to hide things, but we don't know. We cannot confirm nor deny the planter theory. A great model with little orange people walking around the Universe of Energy.
This is the Oompa Loompa version.
The Oompa Loompa version, yes, thank you. This is covered in the overhead model we had shown earlier. We're pretty sure this is like a science and technology.
No, this is the space.
Oh, that's right. This is the space pavilion. That's right. This rocket system. That's a dead giveaway. Duh. Yes. And this was Tony Baxter's early design
for the land pavilion.
for the land pavilion itself, with the biodomes and.
I like the observation tower going over the rest of, so you can see the rest of all the work that's going on down here. Which one?
There's one ride vehicle, right?
Oh, yeah.
It actually made it into the land now.
This is inside one of the spheres. With
The Hershey Park kissing rides?
What?
The Hershey Park
Yeah,
kissing
this is the Hershey kissing tower. Yeah.
Is that what it is? I don't know. And of course, an incredibly awesome 70s model with the leaded glass.
However, for those of you who said before, I think those are planters out front. This place is
It's closed. It's closed. It's gone. You've got to turn around now. Thank you. And this is what we ended up
Yeah,
with.
this is the land as we know today, and this little concept drawing of it.
Without the Soren building.
Without
behind
the
it.
Soaring building.
Anybody know what this is? What this is supposed to be? Yes, the space pavilion. Because you've got the lady selling cigars.
Right here.
Cigarettes.
I like this sweet little space helmet.
She's got a
too.
space helmet going on.
So she can breathe, and nobody else can.
Nobody else can.
They're all out of luck, guys. All right.
They are fine and dandy.
You guys want a cigar? I can smoke it. You can.
And Ray Bradbury, looking at the model, we think it is, or they're giants, looking at the model of the Space Pavilion way back when, which it obviously didn't get built, but it's kind of cool. And this is a great piece of concept artwork for what we got before Mission, or this could have been before Mission Space.
It looks awesomer than Mission Space.
Looks increasingly awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, yes. We like it a lot. And this is... Happy little robots.
It's Bob Ross.
It's Bob Ross. We just loved it so much. We love it. Happy guys, happy robots.
Circuitry right inside there.
We just love the Horizons model. He's controlling the world.
That's a rocket ship.
It's a rocket ship going to the moon, sorry. And this was the largest miniature set that had been built.
Yes.
My
For,
sister built that.
She did really?
She worked on that.
At home?
No, it was in a hangar. It was in a hangar at Burbank Airport. And before I moved down here, she said, "You got to see what I'm working on." So she took me down to Burbank Airport, and I got to see this thing set up in a hangar. It was amazing.
Oh, fantastic. So,
you guys
Ron-
stomping it like Godzilla when you're there.
Yes, that's what I would
That
want.
was
So,
awesome.
absolutely fantastic. And a great model from the world of motion.
I like the expression on the horse's eyeballs. Yeah, they're poking at the I've never seen a horse look like that before, guys. There's something wrong with that horse. That's a story for later, sir.
Wait a minute. This was the concept art for the American Pavilion. I mean, the host pavilion when it was the host pavilion. When you were going to leave,
Yes, America.
and this is going to tell the story. And wow, there's so many amazing things we should say about
But we
this.
won't, because it's inappropriate.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
They are America.
Everybody.
$2 to park.
For $2 the bar. And the churro, the toss of churro.
But the guy looks kind of happy. That's weird.
He's
I'm
looking
sure
at
you're
somebody.
right, white man.
Okay. A nice model of the Brazil.
Not Brazil. This is Morocco.
Morocco.
Because it's got a
Yeah,
fence.
fancy. Fences are cool. There's a wire feathers now. Yay. This could be any EPCOT World Showcase pavilion you'd like it to be, basically.
We basically only know it's in
We're pretty sure it's Italy. Because there's puppet show. It's a puppet show. It's gotta be Italy. This is Imagineering sneezes. Thank you. That's beautiful. And the Africa Pavilion was never built. Another piece by Herb Bryman.
Now, this right here, there's another slide we have later on, but this was supposed to be a little ledge that you can look out over a African savanna, kind of like it is in Mexico right now, but with the pyramid and stuff.
With an African savanna in Mexico?
Well, it would be the Mexican pavilion there. Shut up. But it would have rear projections because there was a watering hole down there, and the animals would come through the rear projections and look like they were drinking from the water. It was supposed to be really, really cool. We just never got it.
And
Instead,
then
we
they
got a
drank the
place
Disney
selling
World
it.
water and fell over and died.
They had the flesh-eating bacteria in there, and they all died. So they had to close it down. I'm just kidding, guys. That didn't
Yes,
happen.
and here's a great model with the African pavilion, and the center hut is what we believe it would be. We weren't there. And close up.
Yeah, this is what it would have looked like. It would have looked over in the other direction, a fake African savanna with a watering hole.
I just love this concept artwork because obviously the 70s in Mexico everything was gold, solid gold, but we were looking at it and everybody is pointing at the center, drawing our attention to the center. We have no idea, or they're pointing to the pyramid.
They're looking at the Indiana Jones ride, the Crystal Skull right here.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I love it.
It does look like a waterfall now.
That or it's one of those things that has the strings with the oil coming down them.
Whatever, I like this chick's dress. It's pretty cool.
Martina.
Broadway shows.
They like Broadway shows. It's awesome. We just thought this was the after work pavilion.
Here we go, guys. I'm drunk today. Let me throw my jacket over my
And
shoulder.
roll up my sleeves.
Throw on down with my best girl.
Yes, and the guy, look, we gotta talk about the time travel.
Oh, yes.
That is me.
That's George.
See? But if I was wearing all black and with somebody, I don't know who that is. Yeah, so that's me. Time travel exists in concept
Your wife could
games.
be angry. You're with that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a police
Yeah.
too, George.
Yeah, I thought that was you.
All right.
So, no, okay. Anyways, next. Great fuzzy concept art with the Japan
Fantastically
pavilion.
fuzzy photo we have.
Oh,
of concept
fantastically
art.
fast. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm kind of twisted with the. And we like this one because this was one of Sam McKim's designs. Sam McKim, and he designed a lot of Disneyland. And this is one of the first designs where they actually conceptualized the architectural details of the countries instead of being the large, like a mall, where you could just everybody had the same storefront. But this one you can actually see the country and the architecture and everything like that. It's important. That's a serious one there.
Plus, boats are cool. I like boats.
Yes. Not a bob around boats.
Not bob around
And this is just, I mean, I'm just waiting for Mr. Bill or Gumby to come at the bottom. This is obviously the Canada Pavilion, right? Right.
Yes. It's Hogwarts. That's what it is.
It's all What? And it's another great concept art of France because this one has the circular cinema instead of the 180 that we've got now. It was originally good, but I think they ran out of money. And screens.
You're saying screens that right
Yes. Screens. They ran out of screens from there. So, and the Japan Pavilion concept model.
Again, a lot of these. I like these people the
Yeah, I do
most
too.
out of the concept. Where, down here?
Yes.
Is that pigeon?
Yes, that is. They model pigeons.
Man, this is realistic, man.
Yeah.
This expense no expense. This is an unbuilt ride that was going to be through the Japan Pavilion, Omnimover.
Yep.
Are those swastikas?
Who knew what?
Are those swastikas?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I think
this is World War II Japan Pavilion.
Yeah. No, I think those are Ninja Throne stars. But it's a great concept art with this. Never even done it. Love templates. Yeah. We're not going to tell you who said that in the back. Very, very back.
It wasn't me.
Here's
Concept art.
the African pavilion.
We just fell in love with the models.
This, the two tusks here, were supposed to go into a place called the Sound Safari, where it wouldn't be a real safari, but it was supposed to be a fake one with animal sounds playing all around you in 360 degrees.
Like Drew Carey cutting her hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically. What we love too about this is the photographer.
This one right here?
No, up with the blue pants.
Oh, the blue pants guy, yeah.
That is Corey Disbro.
Might be Andy Castro, I don't
Might be
know.
Andy Castro, that's true. But we don't always take the picture of the women in the blue or the people standing
people
up.
here.
And they're looking at somebody. It's very confusing. Very confusing. But that's okay. It's just a great concept model. With all the buildings, you can see the show buildings behind it. And
You can notice Mexico is over on this side,
Yep.
which is obviously not where it is today. It's all on the other side.
yep, and you've got this strange church-looking facility. And, yep. So just very cool. We could look at the flowers, but we won't. because we could.
The backside of pavilions.
The backside pavilions with screws on the top. So obviously you get them open to fix things.
I get to do that with the Yeti.
That's next year's show. Live show.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So we're gonna do a little George Book of the Week segment. In
Yes.
the middle.
Very short one.
He's a man, he's a king, but we all like to hear him speak. So listen up to the words from his deep. It's George's Book of the Week.
That was so sad, though. It was like a door.
That's really sad.
Yeah, I expected it.
The
Ha-ha!
ha-has can't go in when it's that sad.
I know. It's ha,
It's like,
ha.
I want it back.
Can you do it happy? No, okay. Anyways. So, my book of the week is very short. There are 3 different Epcot Center books that you can do. Oh, I get to do this? Sweet! Can I point this at people, too? That's Kevin Year. Okay, anyways. He gave me the... Oh, my finger was in front of it from there. So there are 3 different Epcot books. Walt Disney's Epcot, Walt Disney's Epcot Center, and Walt Disney's Epcot Center Creating the Living World of the Future, New Tomorrow, something like that. So if you collect books and you're looking for the Epcot book by Richard Bierce, remember there are 3 of them. And obviously different sizes. Got a very tiny one, which isn't as cool as the other ones that are big and massive. The way that you can tell the difference, there is a 1982 pre-opening version of the book and a 1982 post-opening version of the book. The difference is what they used. If they used models, well, you can't see that one, but if they used models on it, or if they used a real photo of the pavilion over there, they still had the model because land wasn't finished, so you can look at it quickly, see what that one is. Or if they used a model or a real image of the world of motion.
Which one of the versions is better of the books?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
They're all
matter.
the
As
same.
long as you have the big ones, because size in this case is important for what it is. The text is exactly the same. You do need to buy both of them, and I have them for sale later. No, I'm just kidding.
It's half
Yes,
kidding.
I'm half kidding.
You can only have like 5 copies of each.
Yeah, well, that's, yeah. So, and the problem is, just remember, if you're going, you can always look, and if there's models of the, models of the pavilions, it's the pre, otherwise it's post. So, yay. That was really hard to talk and control that thing at the same time. You've got some skills. That's impressive. Oh.
Sometimes you might see it, sometimes you don't. Hey, look, what's that? It's a father he
Yay! Oh, we have a question.
Yes,
Sorry.
Andy in the
Can
front.
we go tune up in the back while you're doing this? Tune up guitars?
Yeah. You're gonna get a
You
drink.
mean go to the bar? We're gonna have to stretch this out. We got another song after this, don't we?
Yeah.
No.
We're
All
right, so
right.
these right here are in the Living with the Land ride right now. They were originally built for the Western River Expedition that was supposed to be here in Florida instead of Pirates of the Caribbean. However, when Walt Disney World opened, or Magic Kingdom opened, people
complained.
wanted the Pirates.
Because they knew about the pirates.
Yeah, they heard about the Pirates on the West Coast and they wanted it here. So
Everybody wants pirates.
they had to recycle these. I guess they kept them locked up somewhere, and they just put them in here. There's also another 5-legged goat on this ride, which we don't know about completely, so maybe some of you can help us. There is this farmhouse here with the mailbox out front. Now, the RFD stands for Rural Farm Delivery, which is how farmers used to get their mail back in the day, so they wouldn't have to go into
This
town
was
to get
rural
it.
and they were farmers.
Yeah, exactly.
They had
It's
deliveries
in the name.
made.
The 82 is the year that Epcot opens. We have no idea who the hell Pete Jones is.
None.
We
We
can't figure it
emailed
out.
Dave Smith. He has no idea.
Do you know who-
Oh
please
my
tell me who
gosh.
he
No,
is.
but go back to the bicycle slide.
Oh, I was going to sit down in front. Well, we're done. Thank you.
The interior of the Bison is filled with projectors. The fire that was raging in the distance was being projected by these projectors that were inside the Bison. The backside of them, away from us, is wide open.
So the backside of a bison is hollow, regardless. Wow.
And all the prairie fire in the background was all projected from inside the Bison.
Wow. Obviously we didn't. Well,
Wrote
awesome.
that one down.
But then, of course, nobody really knows who B. Jones is. It could be somebody, yeah, it could have been a television show, Barnaby Jones, that was on. Could have been a mother or father of an Imagineer that worked on the ride, a friend, somebody that just liked B. Jones. We have
We'll
no
give
idea.
you free stuff if you can figure it out for us,
Yeah.
man.
But we have to have
no idea.
Farmer,
confirmation.
that's the name of a farmer. They were looking
Probably.
A farmer.
Probably, because sometimes the name of a farmer is just the name of a farmer. We have no idea. Thank you, exactly. Thank you very much. We call this section Building a Better Mouse, because we've got some awesome construction. They're selling this in the gift shop right now. You can build your own.
Build your own spaceship Earth. I don't know how you're getting those on the plane, but good luck. Yes.
Or, yeah.
That is not a carry-on, trust me.
know. It's a slide, so the slide puzzles. Thank you very much. Ooh.
This is actually underneath the American Adventure. This is where all the animatronics and sets are stored.
Yep.
They're all
And
pretty compact.
they rise up.
there. Yeah, they rise up. Some of them.
Yes, they can fly. They can fly. We're not going to ask them anything at all.
This guy, I don't know who he is.
Nobody knows. We couldn't confirm anything at this point in time.
I think he's conducting an orchestra. I'm not
Yes,
sure.
that's probably what he's doing. We love it. And a close up because he's awesome. What do you think it's- oh, is that a ringtone? I don't know who that was. Oh, okay, thank you.
Well, that explains it.
There's nothing else we need to say about this, but it's awesome.
This is obviously the height of technology
Yes.
at Epcot Center. This is what ran the entire park right here, this little computer. Ran everything.
Really
That,
makes it fun.
I don't know, that was an extra seat.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
It was a coffee table for an Imagineering. There was no house. Just love the photo. Lovely orange. Just a great photo. This is from Horizons. That's Jules Verne in the capsule with a chicken and a dog. I don't know why you'd want to take a chip, but I guess you got eggs.
What's a dog for?
I used to kill the chicken when you're. I don't know. Company? I never understood it.
Yeah, that's when they were programming.
Yeah,
it.
probably
Trying to
trying
get
to
all
program
the
itself.
actions correctly.
Just love the map. With that
The old school Epcot map.
Awesome.
Is there a coming soon one on this? I don't remember if there is on this one.
it's
No.
got the living
For
seas.
for one of
Yeah.
the pavilions. No, there's just
No.
kidding.
Norway.
This is the famous mural. I love this thing. We said in a past show that this still existed somewhere, I think, didn't we? This one? And we're not sure if it does
Listen to the
anymore.
shows I suffered through.
Yeah, it was in some office somewhere, but somebody emailed me after and said they haven't seen it. It might still be there covered up somewhere. I'm not sure. I hope they didn't destroy it because this is a beautiful piece of artwork. It's gorgeous. Another one of the another one of the massive sets that they designed for Horizons, where they choose your own ending adventure. This is the inside of the space of Earth right here. You can see the framework. It's a pretty massive structure. I mean, we know it's huge when you walk past it, but when you
We're
look at
assuming this is the backside.
Oh, this is Horizons. That's
That's
right.
Horizons.
I'm sorry, Ron.
My God.
Next slide. Oh my
Oh, that
God.
one I meant is Spaceship Earth. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that was Spaceship Earth. We had these in the wrong order.
Model.
You got really accurate with the cranes in there, then.
Yes.
Cranes.
We have those cranes today.
Yeah, they're by the Fantasyland.
Yes. Oh, yes, we do. Of course, the University made Spaceship Earth, and of course, that is the very first piece that was poured for the World of Motion.
It's the exact center, isn't it?
For the center, the center. Body Wars. Before it was Body Wars, or it would really have made you sick Wars, I think. When it was a real Omni-Mover type attraction.
I like
from
the
the
little pod
Jetsons.
people right here.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty frightening.
Yeah, it's very terrifying. A nightmare. Another construction photo. This is cool.
Sorry. More.
More construction. Yay.
The park was pretty busy that day.
They only filled up one side of the parking lot, but still, it was there. Toy park with the Magic Kingdom and stuff like that. And that guy was scaling something. They
No,
were
this-
installing for the World of Motion.
Yeah, they're installing the carriage of the World of Motion in there.
Yep.
He is riding the crane, yes.
Fast pass. Get on there. Fast pass. Thank you very much. More construction.
A nice little aerial photo
You
of
can see
the
how
land.
big the pavilion is. But that's important, obviously. Look at that.
This is before the headstones they installed
Yes,
were
yes.
put out front. I like this one a lot better without the headstones, guys. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. And before the Lucite fountain was installed as well.
Yeah, it's going to look like it's
That's
under
not-
construction, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All the time.
That's not Dinosaur Gertie.
No, that is for Ellen's energy dream again.
Yep.
Well, it wasn't always Ellen's energy dream, but... There we go.
Oh
These
my
guys are out of
gosh.
their minds,
I
right?
I gotta sit for a second. Jeez. We're pretty sure they were filming a commercial of some sort, but we're not really
It's
sure.
not so bad up here, I think. But this guy... I don't know what they're paying them, but it's not enough. Yeah, these guys standing straight up, too, are crazy.
Come on, let's move.
Sorry, George.
Starting a little dizzy there. Building the American
Inventor right here. Across the...
American. Another shot, you can see how extensive the show building is and some of the stuff that's in the background.
You know why?
What, the show building?
Yeah.
Because the mold, that's what they have. No.
The very back building, way in the back, is where the projector is for the rear screen projection. Because the rear screen projection has such a long throw to be that wide behind everything. So that building is built pointed backwards like that because the projector's all the way in the back, so it gets a clear throw to the rear screen of the stage show.
Awesome. Yes, he does. That's Ron Schneider.
It's just as Ron.
Professional know-it-all. Thank you. He wrote a book. Yes, he did. We were talking about it. He wrote a book. He wrote a book. We'll plug that in a minute. Yes, buy it. No. That'd be nice.
Me too.
We could sell some of those. Anyway.
A nice little aerial photo of the World's Showcase right here. He's
Another
another
area.
area of Epcot Park. Again, another very busy day at Epcot, as you can see. Wait, I like the cloud ride up here.
Yes.
That's
All
good.
right. Very nice. The Communicore buildings, because that's all we care about.
Yeah, we don't care about anything else.
Nothing
Just
else.
those.
In the parking lot again.
Guys, I love the Usual Pavilion. I don't know about you guys. It's the best
Better than the Bible. The old meets the new. Future sight, we're still waiting. And a great photo of him painting that wonderful mural.
I'm told I take point of this one since you love the story. Go ahead.
It's a bathroom break, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. Yes, it's where the Markham Pavilion is right now. And obviously all that was there. All anybody wanted, let's go to the bathroom right there because we've got France and we've got Japan at the top. So it's a bathroom break. Yay.
Speaking of bathroom breaks,
Sometimes it's a one, sometimes it's a two. When you gotta go, what you gonna do? It's a bathroom break. Bathroom break.
This is a very, very special bathroom break. A very special bathroom
Very,
break. We'll be
very
right back.
now some of you may have already seen this bathroom this evening,
If you drank a lot before you started the show.
but this is the Norway Pavilion VIP.
And it's
restroom.
over there! Behind
You can use
us.
this one tonight if you want.
Yes,
Probably
you can
never
have your
again, so
own
if
real
you want.
live bathroom break.
We'll
go with you.
wrong. It's really weird.
Sponsored by Menon.
And
Diviner. I looked at that, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I can try that.
we didn't take pictures inside the women's restroom, obviously. So we got the men's room right
But it's
here.
got those great push lights that you push them and they turn on, that you hang on the closet wall, which I thought was awesome. Of course, for all the women that want to see what a men's restroom looks like, they are that
Yeah,
close.
it's not the men's restroom.
Yes. Not that
No,
clean.
not
Not that
clean.
clean.
No. This is an exceptionally clean one.
Yes, it was. Another view, because it's just awesome to see everything.
And that's a urinal, guys.
It's such a great look, too. I mean, it's like a bowl. I was like, wow. Ooh, another five-legged goat. Imagine that.
Sometimes you might see it, sometimes you don't. Hey, look, what's that? It's a five-legged goat.
You want a goat? Elephant, dog, chicken?
But no, we do have a five-legged goat that was made for us. So, okay. Hey, when a fan makes you a gift, you are excited by it. What? Was I not supposed to show you? No? This five-legged goat. Oh.
It's okay, Al.
It's a leg. It's not a. This is what we have where the African pavilion was supposed to be, sort of.
We got the awesome, we're going to sell Coke here pavilion. Not the drug, Coca-Cola, guys.
Coca-Cola. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I don't know how to pronounce this.
We're going to say Ndondo Kibanda.
Yeah, it's Swahili. They used to have drums that they sold here, so it actually means good beats. They no longer sell drums there. They sell Coca-Cola. They sell,
Actual eats. No, beats.
No,
Good beats.
Beats, yeah.
Yeah.
At
$5, they will give you a good beat down.
Yes. Yes, that's what it originally used to be.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So now I got a couple of photos from.
For those of you that don't know, Jeff is working on the biography of Rolly Crump. It's a cute story. He doesn't like to brag about himself, whereas I like to brag about me and him occasionally. The publisher's in the room right now. You can tell how awesome this idea is. The book should come out before Christmas.
Yes.
The mid-November, the perfect Christmas gift after you buy Ron Schneider's book. In hardcover, which is coming
both,
out.
guys.
So Jeff has access to a lot of Rolly's artwork, and some of these things have not been seen before. Some of these are amazing and fantastic.
A lot of
Some
these are
them
actually owned by Disney, the images, so they
Yes.
won't be in the book. So I figured we can show you guys here.
And they're insane.
They're
Jeff's going to talk about most of this.
All right, so this right here is the Life and Health Pavilion that he designed. Right here in the middle is the Care of Progress. Care of Self Carousel. This had a bunch of little things around it. There were little marionettes and stuff that all detailed different ways to help keep good health. Right here is the Theater of the Mouth. It would have been an interactive show. It's gigantic teeth. It's actually kind of frightening if you think about it. I'm not expecting to watch something. Pretty scary. Back here is the You Bet Your Life Gambling Hall.
That's some artwork for that.
That's art for that. Not as sinister as it sounds, actually, but let's see what else we got next here. This is the Seas Pavilion that he helped design. Actually, some of these ideas when Disney didn't take them, he used with Jacques Cousteau later on for the ocean centers that were never built as well. But a lot of it's
so none of this was built.
None of this was built, but it's still cool to see what his idea for the living seas would have been like.
More macabre.
This is another one of the living seas. This was supposed to be a biodome that you can breathe inside and you can look out and you can see the seas out there. I don't know. This is an interesting idea. We kind of got a version of this today, not nearly as cool, but when they were talking about EPCOT, they wanted stuff for kids to do as well, so they wouldn't be bored in the World Showcase Pavilion. So he came up with EPCOT, where he would take all the different pavilions and make a kids version of it, kind of like a playground, so they can hang out and while their parents are, doing the other stuff, the kids would be playing. Like this one is the land, obviously, flowers and stuff. He wanted to make it whimsical for the kids. This one is the living seas that he did. I don't know. It actually has nothing to do with space. I don't know why the Pluto thing is there, but he assured me it was the living seas.
But
who knows? This one is part of the living seas as well. I do like this sea creature right here. What's saying? Someone say it would look like Figment?
I think it looks like Figment.
It does look like
His
Figment
looks
a little bit.
Figment.
It's the dragon from the submarine.
Yes,
the dragon
it
from the
is.
submarine right there.
Another cool one. I don't know. He comes up with some crazy designs. Half of them he doesn't even remember what the hell they are anymore, but they just look really, really cool. Another one, gigantic dragon head right here.
And a mouth you're supposed to walk in.
Yeah,
the
you're
bottom.
supposed to walk through that mouth. That's frightening too. I don't know if I'm going to do that.
No.
Yeah, so we had a whole bunch of them, and eventually they decided, we're not going to do this. And instead we got KitKat and Duffy instead. So, not really a good trade-off, to be honest with you. These are some of the designs he made for the Life and Health Pavilion. There was going to be a show inside the Theater of the Mouth, and there were going to be bad guys inside of it. This was going to be one of them, Sin Cigarette. Alcohol.
Wobbly
There was a traveling puppet show called the Disney Crew that traveled around schools in this area that was against drinking and smoking and various things. And Big Alcohol was one of the characters. I voiced Big Alcohol on the show. Yeah. And I had so much fun with him and made him so likable that they had to go in and re-record.
Kids were drinking.
They had to re-record the whole show because the kids love Bill, get out.
Awesome.
You gotta start moving.
But Nicotine and Big Alcohol and a couple of the characters were all puppets in the show. Basically, toured the schools in Florida.
Did they look like these designs?
No,
were,
they did not look like this.
The names were so cool. This was one of his original drawings for the Life and Health Pavilion. Kind of different. It's kind of hard to read some of the writing in there. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. This is the You Bet Your Life gambling hall.
With the casino.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a casino-like feel. Over here, it was an interesting game where you would have a gun and you would shoot one of the foods that were here. They had cake, they had healthy snacks too, like apples, and then you would also have to shoot one of the activities up there, and it would tell you how long you would have to do the activity for to burn off the calories for whatever snack that you actually eat. It's kind of
That's work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Another view of the Life Health Pavilion. The theater of the mouth. I don't know, guys. Still pretty frightening.
Yeah.
But they look really happy to be
Yeah.
in there.
I can see a lot of screaming kids in there. A lot of screaming kids.
One of the other bad guys there was going to be the Tooth Fairy. Notice the change dispenser right here. So I can give you some money. So another villain, there's three villains that combine together to make one. So we have Germs with the sweet top hat. We have Sugar as well. Sorry guys. And Saliva. I do like the spit that he drew going out there. And you combine the three of them and you get Plaque. It's a gigantic monster beast who gives me nightmares. Yeah, that is a t-shirt right there. That's definitely a t-shirt.
I see him and Mickey. Me too.
Oh, up at the top. Wow.
I didn't even notice
Nice.
that was a hidden Mickey. Pretty cool.
Stop the presses. We need to reprint most of the comic.
These are part of the stuff on the carousel. Each one would give you a little tip how to keep yourself healthy.
Great.
Great.
Raggedy
You'll feel great
Ann and
keeping
Ann.
the proper weights. Yeah.
Wow.
I love
Fantastic.
that. If you're feeling fit and strong with well-balanced meals, you can't go wrong.
SL.
I do like how, he has the knife and the fork here being part of the Ferris wheel. Oh, it's a spoon too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't notice that before. Attention, look, listen, something, 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 smile, glisten.
Let's make her smile better.
Whatever.
Ooh.
Is that a child with a mustache?
Yes, it is. A child with a mustache.
I think it's from Russia, I'm not sure. There's Mr. Crump. Man, I love his tie right here. Great tie. It's like a suit jacket, I love it. He's giving this presentation here to health educators because one of the big things I want to do was bring health educators in so they can make it correct. They don't want to give out false information to people. So here he was presenting to people to make sure he had the right information, even though they didn't use any of it anyway. This is original idea for the land pavilion as well. This is
It's a biome for the land pavilion.
yeah. Excuse me. You can see the boat ride going through right here as well on the
Oh, I
bottom.
can. Yeah.
Kitchen Cabaret, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. Rolly was very instrumental in this one and in Food Rocks as well when they replaced it. You didn't like Food Rocks? Sorry. Rolly talking about the land.
Awesome mustache.
Jeff Burke and Doris.
Yeah,
her. That's her name. Yeah, that's exactly who it is. And again, Rolly was some of his team with the Life Health Pavilion right there.
Ron Schneider and the bright
Yeah, I was
side.
saying that Ron's right there.
Ooh. Wow.
Looking good, Ron.
Now we're treating in widescreen.
Nice.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Here's some.
Okay,
some
we're going to do
weird
these
stuff.
real quick because we're
Yeah.
running through time.
Yeah.
Weird circus in Epcot from 1994,
Who the hell's
right?
idea was that?
Yeah. Come on, let's go. That's embarrassing. Okay, this is important.
This is a very good one.
John Frost buying the first ticket to Epcot Center ever from the Disney block. Oh,
One laugh.
No, just Frosty. That's fine.
Kevin Yee? Anyways.
Over here.
We just Just love the Odyssey. Oh, that was Norm. Storm and Norman.
The Odyssey restaurant right here.
Which we tried to book, but couldn't. Yes. So this hurts us.
The things are nightmares. These things are incredibly scary. I don't remember these as a kid, and thank God,
It
because
was gone before you were alive.
Yeah, probably.
But this is part of the World Showcase parade. This poor little girl. She is getting therapy right now. We know. What's scary about this is Richard Nixon holding a child right here. Anyway, okay. We can ask him a few questions because we are running a little bit shy.
So
Would you skip music to move things?
No,
sing.
Oh, that's the best part.
Sing.
Alice, come on, Alice.
If you're looking for the info, put your question in the section below. It's fun and free and know it's what you should do. Just ask Alex, he's smarter than you and you.
Alright, does anyone have a question for Alice?
Alice will ask any question whatsoever.
Anything you want.
Any question at all.
Not social security number though.
Norm's got a
Norm's got a
question.
question. Hang on, I'm coming over to your door.
Well, I was gonna.
We always hear about you talking about Splash Mountain. So, can you tell me why that is your favorite ride?
A drop.
That's it. Next question. Anybody else have a question for Alice?
I have a question.
Oh, yeah, I've got one. I know, I can't believe Jeff's running.
So recently, there was an episode of your show where Jeff proposed to your mom. Whose idea was it for him to get married? Was it your idea or was it Jeff's idea?
Jeff's.
I was so thrilled, Alex.
All these people are here to see you. Not us, it's you.
Do you want to expand on your Splash Mountain answer anymore or no? What do you like about Splash Mountain? Go ahead.
When it's dark and at the end of the drop. When you're going around and you can see everybody.
Okay.
Alright, that works. Thank you, Alex. Oh, do you
Alex,
have a question?
I have a question. No, I have a question. I was wondering that way. Is Animal Kingdom a full day or a half day park?
Half day.
Okay. One more. We'll take one more. Here we go.
Okay. Now, see, you're a more contemporary expert on EPCOT. And since we're here celebrating the 30th anniversary, I can only tell my kids what my favorite ride is. But I want to hear from your age what your favorite ride is at EPCOT.
Definitely Test Track.
And
Close.
it's
Gotta take a second. Close. Close. Pirates?
What's your favorite ride here?
Giving him ideas.
Spaceship Earth.
All right, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Because we're dropping the end.
Thank you, Alex.
All right.
Ready.
Sometimes you might see it, sometimes you don't. Hey, look, what's that? It's a five-legged goat. And Mama said I need to sow all of my oats, but she didn't say I'd be sowing them to a five-legged goat. I try to escape, but she's faster than you, 'cause everybody knows that's what five-legged goats do. Sometimes you might see it, sometimes you don't. Hey, look, what's that? It's a five-legged goat. Sometimes you might see it, sometimes you don't. Look, what's that? It's a five-legged goat. Go ahead, Crump.
Hey, let's rock this person right here.
Sometimes you might see it, sometimes you don't. Yeah, look, what's that? It's a five-legged goat. Sometimes you might see it, sometimes you don't. Look, what's that?
That was the extended version of the five-legged goats. With the long.
Did you actually feel rocked?
Leslie, did you feel rocked?
Completely rocked. My socks are like still quaking.
Nice. We have one? Okay, we do have one.
Sorry, Ron, let me just scare you. Now, we all know that the Imagination ride is not nearly as good as it used to be, but they still pay tribute to the original ride in the current version now. On the last scene where you see all the figments, hating their lives because they're stuck in it. Right here, you can see the Dreamfinder and his. What is the official name for that? The Dreamcatcher. On the sheet music for the ride. There also is another. Oh wait, no, I took that one out. Sorry, but there also is another tribute, the Dean Finder tribute. Obviously, to
we covered that in an episode.
We did cover that in an episode. All right. So as you know, we have Ron Schneider here, who is the original Dean Finder.
I'm in the hot seat. Hi, everybody.
In the hot seat.
Hello.
I don't get a mic, so I'll surf the web while you guys do this.
Actually, I have questions in there.
Oh.
Can you surf the web?
I could try.
Hi, Ron.
Hi.
Thanks
Hello.
for coming back to in the hot seat. So, what's new?
I like the drop.
Well played.
That's fun.
So what else is going on?
Yeah, so you're obviously know a lot about EPCOT history, right? So, why don't you tell us a little bit how you got started in the role of Dreamfinder and how you got there?
Well, and I'll make this quick because I've told the story too many times. I was working at EPCOT. I was working at Disneyland at the Golden Horseshoe Review, understudying Wally Bogue, which was a dream of mine. And I attended a seminar at Disney University, conducted by Tony Baxter, and he talked about Journey to Imagination. He held up a picture of Dreamfinder and Figment, and I took one look at the picture and went, I want to do that. He was going to be the only Disney character at EPCOT. He represented all of imagination, and everything about it just struck me as something that I would love to do. And so I contacted a friend of mine who worked in the sound department. He gave me a recording of the Dreamfinder's voice, and when I went to pick that up at Wed Enterprises, I got to meet Tony and Barry Braverman, who were working on the pavilion. They showed me the first scene of the ride, the turntable scene with the dream catching machine. I got to see that run. They just programmed that. And he spent an afternoon telling me all about the character and about the evolution of the ride. And so when I went back to Disneyland to work another day at the Golden Horseshoe, I went to the head of talent booking and said, listen, you can have this Dreamfinder character strolling around. I'd like to do it. And so he called the head of entertainment out here, who turned out to be an old friend of mine from the 60s, who was head of EPCOT Entertainment, God bless him. And I wound up being brought out here and did I was the first Dreamfinder. And I got to do bits and pieces of the ride, too, because I could do the voice of the Dreamfinder. So I got to fill in a couple of lines in the attraction that hadn't been completed by Chuck McCann. Chuck McCann did the original voice. He's a very talented man. He did a voice based on Frank Morgan, who was the voice of the Wizard of Oz from the MGM film in 1939. And so, because I could match him, I got to do one of the couplets in the realm of science. I was skyrocket, soar towards outer space. Imagine yourself in an infinite place. And then I was the Dreamfinder on the camera crane at the end. I was, Figment and I have enjoyed our journey into imagination with you. So we got to do that. And spent 5 years with the little purple dragon strolling around through the pavilion. I thought since this was the anniversary, I'd talk a little bit about what it was like to open the park. I love walking around new theme parks just before they open, when everything's dirty and getting cleaned up and hosed down, and everybody's pulling together to get the thing up and running. The Journey into Imagination was nowhere near ready. We had 3 attractions in the original Journey into Imagination. We had the extensive ride, we had the Imageworks upstairs, and we had the 3D film Magic Journeys, which there was a chance it wasn't going to be ready. And the director, Murray Lerner, was dragging his feet because he wanted it to be just right. And so we filmed a preview film to run in the Magic Eye Theater that would tell people about the ride. It would be hosted by the Dreamfinder, and I shot this thing a couple weeks before I moved out here to Florida. Mike Jidlove, if you're a film buff, you probably know who Mike Jidlove is. A brilliant stop-motion animator, and he directed the live-action segment of that, and we ran all around Imagineering in California filming that. The film was never used in the pavilion because Murray Marner heard they were going to put another film in his theater, and he wasn't going to stand for that. So Magic Journeys was there when we opened. The preview film was, clips of it have been used throughout the years. If you ever saw the video of me with Danny Kaye doing the opening TV special, I can't stand to watch it, but you'll see little bits of that film. And also, if you go online, Martin Short, God bless him, the man who's got all those wonderful video tributes, his tribute to the original Imageworks has the film. It's called Dreamfinder Run, and you'll be able to see the picture of the film with me. First time I was ever in costume, running around Imagineering at high speed, looking at everything as it was being pulled together. The part came together very, very slowly. I was there a couple weeks before and to do some quick filming. I had the lunch in the employee cafeteria, which at that time was Le Cellier. There was no other place for the employees to eat.
How many dining credits was it?
And then I went over to the French Pavilion because they had just gotten in the first print of Impressions de France, and got to sit there with the crew while they were staging it, and they were pointing out things to me in the film. For example, next time you're in there, you'll see all those people on the bicycles going down the hill. That's the crew that made the movie. And they have a wonderful shot when they're going on the boat down the Seine, and there's this lovely young couple off to the side. That kid, the guy, is the director of Impressions de France. So they got to point all that out to me, and when we opened the place, the very night of the very first preview, I was standing in the French Pavilion. I was in the little store there. There was nothing in the store under $125. I don't know who they thought was going to buy this stuff. It was exquisite art, sculpture, and everything like that, but it was all just beautiful, but nobody was going to buy it. The only other person in the building with me, standing in the room, was Ron Miller, Walt's son-in-law. And I said, "How you doing?" He said, "I'm doing fine." He says, "You going to buy anything?" I said, "Not with what you're paying me." There was little technical glitches. We were talking over the radio one day that American Adventure was 101 because Susan B. Anthony wouldn't go down. I'm just reporting the news. I was in there one time, and Frederick Douglass never came up out of the swamp scene came up in the swamp scene, and you could hear him talking, but it was like he was underneath the water. Another time I was in there one time, he came up a scene too early, and he just sat there on his raft, waiting for his cue, and then the thing started moving. And little things like that happened all the time because it's cutting edge technology. We're trying new things. It was a very, very exciting time to be a part of that and pulling it all together. I was thrown into a costume and the wig, beard, and mustache. We didn't have the proper wig, beards, and mustaches, so everything was kind of cut out of women's wigs. And if you look at the very early pictures of Dreamfinder, that beard looks awfully sketchy. I went over to the Imagination Pavilion the first time to check it out, to try and find a place where I could take a break, where I could get away from the crowds. And I'm like, there was a break room for the employees, but nothing for the Dreamfinder. And so I had to search through the building. I finally found something upstairs in the Imageworks behind the Electronic Philharmonic. There was a utility corridor, and I found a room in there that was an emergency room. Was there in case of a fire. This one room would not burn down. They could put people, anybody who was in a wheelchair, they could wheel them into this room, and they could stay up there because they didn't want to take them downstairs. And there's a lot more to that story, which you can read in my fabulous book.
Which is available?
Which is available. This man has one right over there. And
George.
I've got a box full of them. We don't need a visual aid. That's what they look like. And
or I can put it on the screen. No big deal.
It's actually this side, though. This side. You don't get the real life size.
That is the coffee table. What are you talking about?
If you bring your copy to get it autographed, I'd love it. So there we go. Any questions? Just ask Ron. Anybody got
who has a question?
They got a question? Just ask Ron. He's sitting right.
Oh, that was your book? Oh, you didn't have a question?
Oh,
this is embarrassing, guys.
I was like, somebody handed it to me, but I
You
didn't
still have a
know.
figment?
No, it's just the way the pants are cut. Next question.
Right over here. How long was your set average, and did your arm ever get tired inside?
Oh God, yes. The thing about Figment was he was not very well sculpted. He looked great from the outside, but if you had to wear him, he was a real challenge. I'll tell you why. If you held your arm up comfortably at your side, it would look like Figment was going to fall forward and fall out of your arm. Now, you got the false arm holding it here, right? So if you're holding him like this, it would look like he was going to fall out of your arm. So to hold him so he looked like you were actually supporting him, you had to bring your elbow forward. And then his jaw was too small for my thumb. So I had to tuck my thumb underneath in order to animate him. And so there was a couple of weeks there where my thumb would go numb when I was out there on set, or the arm would start to cramp up. I eventually got very used to holding it this horribly uncomfortable position. In fact, when I do this to this day, I can still feel it in there. But the sets were 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off. We did about 6 a day. There were, once we hit our stride, the ride was open. We had 2 Dreamfinders on a day. We had an AM and an FM. And there was there'd be a time in the middle of the day where you might see different Dreamfinders. We were very much on our own where we were, because we were way the heck the other side of the park from the entertainment offices, so we never saw anybody watching us or judging us or directing us, because nobody had ever done it before. So I got to kind of write my own book on it, which is one of the things that attracted me to it. And made it a lot of fun. Yeah.
What do you think about how the character? I'm over here, Ron.
Hi.
What about the character do you think clicked with people? Because he's like so beloved by everyone. Has these fond memories of the Dreamfinder. So what about the character do you think clicked with people?
I think the thing that made him so memorable was the ride. Was the incredible backstory that Tony Baxter and his people created, where we came to identify with Figment so powerfully. We got to see Figment be created. And by the end of the ride, you were there with Figment, and he's surrounded by all the possibilities of the future, and we identified so totally with him. And that backstory is the thing I think that has stuck with people, the same way that people today have this incredible loyalty to the Disney organization because of what Walt did while he was alive. And we were touched by the things Walt did. Now, today, you look at the things that Disney does, and 50% of the time they're wonderful, they're home runs, and they're terrific. And then you get off the ride in Norway. And there's this bank of doors, and you walk in, and you go, oh, okay. Keep walking. 50% of the time is great, 50% of the time, not so much. And Walt had the same thing going for him, but still, we were touched by what he created, and that has created a brand loyalty that it's not going to wear off for a long, long time. Same thing with Dreamfinder. And also, you got also the fact that Figment is adorable, he's wild, he's not exactly a Disney character. He's more wild, he's more like a Tex Avery or a Warner Brothers character, even the way he looks. And of course, the purple was a terrific idea. Do you know why, Alex? Do you know why Figment is purple? No. There you go. Figment was supposed to be green. Anybody know that?
Yep.
Figment was supposed to be green, but green is the color of Fujifilm. Yeah, so the Kodak wasn't going to stand for that. And actually, the color, Figment's color is, the shade is called John Hench purple, because that was a color that was created by John Hench, and so there's a kind of tribute to him. They made Figment that color. Any other questions?
Yeah, any other questions? Yeah, here we go.
You mentioned that there were other Dreamfinders besides yourself. Is that correct? Are you still friends with him, or have any acquaintances?
The fellow you saw with with President Nixon is a good friend. That's Jim Green, and he's still a good friend to this day. Number 2 Dreamfinder is Steve Taylor. He'll be appearing with me tomorrow night in the Tony Baxter presentation at B23. Steve is the number 2 guy. He was the first one hired after me, and he's the one who lasted the 15 years.
I'll take one more question.
You're a creative force with Disney more than most people are aware of beyond just Dreamfinder. What words of wisdom would you have for someone who wants to follow in those footsteps, both as a performer and also in all the other arenas that make up your experience here with Disney? In 5 minutes.
The first thing to do is to get into the company. Anywhere. Doesn't matter. Sweep up. Run a ride. Anything. Get into the company. Get to know the company. Network within the company, because the best possible way to get to know the company, the only way to get to know the company, is to get into the company. And take a look at the broad scope of things that are available for you. And then get the hell out of the company. Because the good jobs, Disney, you might get promoted from within, but there's a lot of politics, and there's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of hazarai that you have to go through. But the good jobs, the Imagineers, the performers and stuff like that, they hire people who can already do the job. I got hired, I was in wardrobe issue with Disneyland in 1970 for the Christmas parade. And then I saw Wally Bogue at the Golden Horseshoe Review, and I went, I want to do that. And so I went to Magic Mountain and learned to do that. And I went to Universal, and I learned how to do that. So 10 years later, when they held auditions for the Golden Horseshoe, I could walk in and be Wally Bogue. I could do what Wally did. And they went, oh, okay, you're hired. Put me right in. Dreamfinder, same thing. They had a need for someone who could come in and make that character live. I had a background in puppetry and magic because I followed my bliss. I did the things that I was always interested in. I was always interested in magic and puppetry and performing and stuff like that. If you want to be an Imagineer, get in, get to know the company, get out, and start building miniature rides. Start studying architecture and horticulture and all the things. You want to be a multi-purpose artist, but you want to keep dreaming of rides. I had a friend of mine worked with me at Six Flags Magic Mountain. He ran the photo shop at Six Flags Magic Mountain, the old tin type shop. And he used to build little miniature rides. His name was Larry Nicolai. He's now a senior ride designer with Imagineering. He designed the Little Mermaid ride. He did Sinbad in Tokyo. And whenever you see a drawing or a painting of Figment, that's Larry Nicolai. As I say in the book, and this is so true, you're never given a dream without being given the power to make it come true. You may have to work for it, however. And so stick to your dream, follow your bliss, and there are a lot of places to do this, not just Disney. Although, let's face it, folks, the reason we're here tonight is because that's where our heart is. And so don't give up on it, but get in, get as much knowledge as you can. We're all blessed with the internet world. And all the sources that were out there, looking at you, Mr. Yee. People who are there and are there to teach us and train us and enlighten us, and it's all out there. It's all out there online. I had to go walking through the park with a cassette recorder in my hand at Disneyland in the 1970s to get this stuff, but it's all out there online. And then exercise your own imagination. Well, that was a plug.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Now, before we close this out, we wanted to, we love Ron, and we love the character of Dreamfinder. He made such an impact on our childhoods. A lot of you guys, I don't know if you know this, but if you watch the show, you know about the windows on Main Street, and that's one of the biggest honors that somebody that works for the company can do. Now, Ron, we did something for you that, I don't know if you are eligible to get a window on Main Street, but we wanted to give you our own window on Communicore Weekly's Main Street to honor you. You're such a great guy. We love you, and we wanted to do something nice for you.
Thanks a lot. I'm just amazingly touched. This means so much to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't know why that switched. I'm sorry. I keep doing that for some reason. Anyway, that's a birthday cake with Figment on it. It was Ron's birthday a couple of days ago.
Sing happy birthday.
I think we should sing you happy birthday.
You have the rights?
No. With the less. So I think it'd be nice if we sang around happy birthday. What do you guys say? Yeah?
Happy 30.
Twice over.
Are you ready? Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ron. Happy birthday to you.
We should have you for his life.
For us tonight. We're still going to be here till 9:30, I think. Oh, it's a time.
This one's louder. Use this one.
Well, first, that was an amazing presentation. So, Jeff, George, Ron, wow. Congratulations. Thank you guys. Congratulations on this week's anniversary. Is it 36?
38.
38. I don't want to.
36 is a ridiculous number.
Celebrate 36.
Right, when 38 is such an age.
Good number. Yeah.
So, did you guys have a good time? Do any of you have any questions for Jeff or George? Any questions out there?
Good. Okay.
I got one.
Yes. Yes, Andy, George's
Who is
brother.
the coolest Taylor brother?
Andy Taylor is the coolest Taylor brother.
Yay! Following closely by George. Would you guys like to pitch the band and let them know about the album?
Yes,
out?
absolutely. Steve and Andy, is actually Steve still here somewhere?
Yes.
Oh, there he is. Come here, Steve. Let's talk to you first. All right. I'll let you talk about it. Go ahead.
I've got a children's music. So if any of you guys have any kids, I've got some CDs over here available. Andy and I record all the bumpers for Communicore Weekly. Love these guys, love what they do. But anyway, I write children's music. Andy and I have worked on producing some of this stuff. So anybody who's interested in it, come talk to us afterwards. We've got some CDs over here available. That's it.
They're called Big Bang Boo. Big Bang Boo, and they're awesome. They do all, like I said, do all our bumpers. They're fantastic, and you guys should definitely.
It's not just kids' music.
No, it's music for everybody.
Yes.
They are phenomenal. I love the band, and it's one of the reasons that the show is so catchy. I mean, you can't walk through the park without people stopping you guys. And when we went to dinner the other night, somebody was singing the bathroom break song as we were walking into the bathroom at the Contemporary Hotel. So it's
Which is
very
either
catchy.
really cool or really awkward.
It's a little creepy, but it's really cool. Boys, congratulations. Let's give a hand to Jeff and George and Communicore Weekly.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. You're fantastic, and thank you for making this possible.